This woman had been stranded in the desert for 3 days. When she woke up, she suddenly saw something in the distance. She quickly started packing her belongings because it was the only sign of human life she had seen in days. But as she ran towards it, she stopped in her tracks. In front of her was an overturned car, and the driver was her husband, who had come to pick her up. Just as she was overwhelmed with grief, she heard a sound from behind the car. She slowly got up to check and found her daughter. It turned out that when Annie's husband brought their daughter to pick her up, they encountered 2 thugs killing animals along the way. Annie's husband tried to stop them, but the thugs were not the kind to listen to reason. Seeing that the thugs were strong and hard to deal with, Annie's husband got back in the car to leave with their daughter. Unfortunately, he was shot by one of the thugs. By the time Annie found them, her husband had already stopped breathing, and only her daughter had miraculously survived. After her daughter fell asleep, Annie took all the supplies from the car because she had to survive and get her daughter out of the desert. The next day, they woke up to a sound in the distance.
Somebody's coming.
Is them.
Frightened, they quickly packed their things and hid under a slope. Soon, the 2 thugs drove by, returning to deal with the bodies to cover their tracks. Jack, one of the thugs, noticed the little girl was missing. After burying Annie's husband's body, they planned to search for the girl. Suddenly, the phone in their car rang. It was their boss, ordering them to return immediately. They had no choice but to leave. After they drove away, Annie marked the spot where her husband's body was buried with a stone, so she could find it later. Then, she and her daughter prepared to leave the desert. They walked all day, carefully erasing their footprints as they went. They found a safe place to set up a tent and rest for the night. The next morning, Annie woke up to find her daughter missing. She hurried out to search and saw her daughter walking towards a shabby house in the distance. Annie didn't dare approach and could only watch from afar. Amy, her daughter, went inside to seek help from an old man.
We need help.
There's someone else out there?
She came here with me.
The old man warmly welcomed Amy and invited her to bring her mother over after eating. Just as Amy was enjoying her meal, a car approached. It was the 2 thugs looking for her.